Bienvenidos a la clase de español. It's your maestro here, Senor Lim. I wanted to go over this thing called AR verbs. This is a really important topic and one of the most important and first topics that we're going to talk about. So, vamos a empezar, huh? Let's go ahead and begin. Now, vamos a practicar un poquito. Let's go ahead and practice. So, you should have your note sheet with you, okay? Your notes for the AR verbs. Now, what I want you to do is first, ¿cómo se dice esas palabras en español? So how do I say these words in Spanish? Okay. And the second part is use the subject pronoun to replace these words. Okay, so for the first part, I have I, you informal, he, she, they, you all formal, and we. And now on the second part, use a subject pronoun to replace these words. Juana, Maria, y yo, el señor Lopez. I'm talking about Señor Lopez. Juana y tú, Juana y Jorge, Miguel, and when I'm talking to Senor Lopez or Mr. Lopez, what subject pronoun would I use? Okay, this is just a little review. Okay, so go ahead and pause it, fill in your note sheets, and we'll go from there. Okay. So if you did pause it, okay, and if you got your answers, this is what your answers should have looked like. So for the first part, I is yo, you informal is tú, él is he, she is ella, they are ellos, you all formal are ustedes, and we is nosotros. Now, when I use a subject pronoun to replace these words, Juana would be ella, Juana y Jorge would be ellos, Miguel would be él, Maria y yo would be nosotros. If I'm talking to Senor Lim or Senor Lopez, it would be usted. And if I'm talking about Senor Lopez, it would be él. And then Juana y tú, there's two answers here. You could have vosotros or ustedes. Either one would have worked just fine. Now, let's go ahead and talk about these AR verbs, okay? Los verbos de AR. Antes de empezar, before we begin, I just want you to read this paragraph for me. Lean ustedes el párrafo in English. So read this in English, okay? It's a pretty cool thing. Just go ahead and do it. Ready? Okay. ¿Hay problemas? Are there any problems there? Of course there are. Okay? Here's the thing. You don't say my friend study in the library. You say my friend studies in the library. Ron and Sarah plays the guitar? No. Should he play the guitar? Mariana and I am in the class? No. Mariana and I are in the class. Do you needs a book? Well, I think you needs an English book. That's what I'm talking about. No. Do you need a book? I swims in the pool? No, I swim in the pool. Do you all listens in class? Do you all listen? I listen, but I don't sing in class. And Brian dances in class. So those are my problems there, okay? So it's just incorrect English here, okay? Now, it's the same thing for Spanish, okay? Here are my rules for the AR verbs, but the very first thing I want to talk about is this thing called conjugating. Now, the act of conjugating is the act of changing the verb to match with the subject. Okay? Hey, we just did it in English. Okay? We totally did it in English. Alright? I swim, not I swims. I need, not I needs. Okay? The thing is, within English, we are totally, totally, natural to it. We know it. So it's going to be a little bit weirder in Spanish because we haven't been learning Spanish for, our whole lives. We're just starting to learn Spanish. So it's going to be a little unnatural, unorthodox. But my job is to make it natural. Okay? So here's the deal. That was all about the conjugating. Okay, now here's what we need to learn how to conjugate these verbs in Spanish. So the very first thing is, alright, by now you probably know a lot of AR verbs. You can name some. I'll give you some right now. Cantar, tocar, nadar. Now, cantar and nadar you have not gone over. Cantar means to sing, nadar means to swim. tocar is like to play the guitar. Remember, like tocar la guitarra? So it means to touch or to play. Enseñar, bailar, usar. You guys already know enseñar and usar. Enseñar is to teach, and usar is to use, like usar la computadora. Bailar, that is to dance, okay? One that we haven't gone over yet. And then finally, all these you should know. Hablar, to talk. Escuchar, to listen. And necesitar is to need. Alright, so these are all words that end with AR. Okay, they are all AR verbs. Hence, they end with AR. So that's why they call them an AR verb and not like an O verb. Well, never mind. Anyways, here's the deal. The first thing that you need to do is, when we conjugate, is take off the AR. And that AR is the ending. Okay? Let me take a look at the verb hablar. Okay? We have hablar. If I take off that AR ending, which is my ending, all I'm left with now is habla. And this habla is called my stem. Okay? Keep in mind with that terminology with the stem, because here's the deal. We're going to get into some crazy things, and so you should know that in the future. Okay? So here's the thing. AR is my ending. The habla is my stem. Now, here's the deal now. All you have to do now is add an ending according to the subject. So here are all my subjects. Hey, look at this chart thing. It came back to us, right? Remember back in SER? Uh-oh, here's the dealio. Woo! Awesome effects. So all you have to do now is add an ending to that stem, alright? according to your subject, okay? So for yo, tu, and el, e, usted, you have yo. The yo form is o. The tu form, the ending is as. The el, ea, usted form is a. So o, as, a. O, as, a. O, as, a. Okay? Now let's go to the other side there. Boom! Now look at that. Nosotros is amos. Vosotros is ais. And notice the accent is on the ais. Okay? Alright, and then the last one is ellos, ellas, ustedes is on. Okay, so if you have a catchy tune in your head, it goes o, as, a, amos, aisan. O, as, a, amos, aisan. O, as, a, amos, aisan. Wicka, wicka, wicka. Yep. So, o, as, a, amos, aisan. So those are my endings. Alright, and you add it to that stem. Okay? Here we go now. So, I think that was about it. This rule works on all regular AR verbs, so, okay, that's what I'm telling you right now. They work on all regular AR verbs. Okay, be careful. There are some AR verbs out there that are irregular and they do not follow this model. Alright, I'm telling you right now, be careful of this. Okay, here are some examples. Pensar, jugar. Pensar I put up there again because it's totally a cool verb. Empezar and cerrar. These verbs, even though they end with AR, do not follow this rule. Don't look at them. Don't even touch them. We'll go over this in a little bit, okay? But like I said, these verbs do not follow the AR verbs because they're just irregular. Okay, they're not regular. Alright. So, once again, these verbs do not follow the rule of the regular AR verb. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you to pause it right now. Okay? Look at this. Let's conjugate. Let's bring conjugations back, yo. Alright, so, I have yo, and then estudiar. Ellas, tocan. Elena, escuchar. Bob y yo, comprar. Juan y Juanita, hablar. Tú, montar. Ellos tienen que estudiar. And me gusta pasear. What I want you to do right now is pause it. Alright? And then we'll go over the answer. So pause it right now. If you have paused it, these were your answers. If you paused it. Okay? Yo estudio. Ellas tocan. Notice that? Like, the ending, AS tocan. Elena, oops, I messed up. It should be escucha, not escuchan, escucha. Okay, just seeing if you guys paid attention there. Bob y yo compramos. Juan y Juanita hablan. Tú montas. Wait a minute. Look at number 7 and 8. Siete y ocho. I didn't conjugate them. What the heck? Why did I do this? Well, hey, let's first start with numero ocho. Me gusta pasear. Okay, I like to walk. Okay, if I conjugated pasear to paseo, and I said me gusta paseo, they'll be like, I walk. I walk doesn't make sense at all. So remember, let's bring it back in the day when we had me gusta. We didn't do any of this conjugation stuff. Me gusta is already conjugated to like I like. Okay, so pasear is totally good to go. Okay, let's look at the number 7, numero siete. Ellos tienen que. That means they have to. Okay, so they have to. Then if I said they study, they have to. They study doesn't make sense at all. So that's why these two right here do not get conjugated at all. Okay. Whenever you see tener que and me gusta, that should say, hey, stop! Don't conjugate. Alright? So here's the deal. On your note sheets, I want to know what form is the correct form. ¿Cuál es la forma correcta? With hablar. And now you have hablar, and you have mi amigo y yo, and it should be hablamos. Okay? So let's do the next one. El estudiante. Okay? So what is the correct form for hablar for el estudiante? Sí, it should be habla. Alright, let's do the next one. We have trabajar. It's to work. Look at this guy. He's working. Okay? So, we have mi padre, or my dad. One dad, mi padre. What would be the correct form? Sí, it'd be trabaja. Okay? So, my dad works. What about unos amigos? Some friends. Some friends work. What's the correct form? Notice that it's amigos. There's a whole bunch of people. Trabajan! Yeah, that's correct. Alright, let's keep on going here. We have preparar, like preparar la comida. If I said tú, what's my correct form? Yes, preparas! Haha! Si tú preparas. Alright, what about the next one? Ella. Alright, remember, drop that ending. Drop that AR. And you add... Yes, prepara! That's what you should have gotten. Yeah! Alright, the next one. Dibujar, not dibujar. Dibujar, to draw. What is my correct form for tú y Luisa? Ooh, this is a difficult one. Yes, you said dibujar. If you also said dibujáis, I would totally accept that as well. But dibujan was the one I was looking for. What about yo? Dibujo! Yeah! That's correct. Alright. The next one. Andar en patineta. En la clase. Meaning the class. Skateboards. It should be anda. Yeah. And las estudiantes. Meaning the girl students. Las estudiantes. That's correct. You should have andan. Yeah. Okay. This guy is descansar. He's resting. So, los maestros de inglés, the English teachers. Yes, right? Descansan. Yeah. And then usted. You old man, usted. What is my correct form? That is correct. Descansa. Okay. So, real quickly, just in a nutshell. Alright, that is it for the AR verbs. Okay, I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. But other than that, I'll see you next time. I'll see you in class. Any questions, please let me know. Adios. Hasta luego. Peace. I'm out.